Alright everybody, welcome back for episode number 67 of our Mass Effect 3 walkthrough. I had just finished a Citadel episode when we last left off, and I was unable to find Samara. However, in checking the map, it is clear to me that Samara is in the Citadel Embassy at the Citadel offices. I don't know how I forgot to go there. I thought the door might have been locked, but apparently I was mistaken. So really quickly, we're going to run and talk to her, and then we're going to get Leviathan started. It should just take a minute. Frame rate skip. That's fun. I, along with a lot of people, feel like Leviathan should have been... It is locked. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Oh, she's just out in the open somewhere, and I just missed her somehow. Anyway, I, like a lot of people, feel like... Oh, she's standing right there. I was so excited about the Elcor, I totally missed her.
I hoped you'd come. I won't remain here much longer.
What are you doing on the Citadel, Samara?
I suppose I came to say goodbye. I spoke with Valere. Thessia has fallen. I felt I must talk to you before joining this battle. You should know, there is no one I trust more to lead us into our final hours.
Hopefully they're not our final hours, but thanks! These aren't our final hours.
We'll be here when the fighting ends. I won't think about it any other way.
That's wise. Your gift for inspiring confidence is needed now more than ever.
What am I going to say? I'm sorry about Thessia.
Be sure your forces are as strong as you think before setting out.
They are. I've got a little fancy console in the ship that tells me they are. Justicars in the war.
What are the other Justicars doing for the war?
There are no other Justicars. We're all dead.
Most of my sisters died.
There you go.
If it wasn't for the monastery, I would have joined them there. I fear these are the last days of our order.
There's that few of you left?
Just because Thessia's dark doesn't mean Justicars are dead.
We must prepare to sacrifice ourselves, if that is what's required.
That seems bleak.
Was being a Justicar worth it if that's how it all ends?
The Justicars were formed to bring order to a world that laughs at the notion. The role is solitary. Its demands are lonely and uncompromising, often to the point of pain. But following the code left me with no regrets. Take that for what you will.
Good enough for me. We'll finish with the Reapers. No, we'll go with the Reapers.
You know, I never asked you if your code has anything useful on fighting Reapers.
Treat them as any other enemy. Show no quarter, mercy, or weakness. The only difference is the scale of our foe. The code is too strict to account for such small discrepancies.
Tell me how you feel.
Is that how you see it, too?
An odd question, coming from the Spectre who killed his third Reaper on Rannoch.
Well, thanks. That means a lot.
Will Valere be all right in the monastery? Or what's left of it?
We spoke for some time. It won't be easy. But if there is a way to survive, Valere will find it. It was good to see her again.
Why was that so hard for you to
Perhaps it's
say?
unseemly for a Justicar to dwell so much on her family.
Glad you still have
I'm
one.
just happy things worked out.
I was fortunate that Valere saw things so clearly. And it would have turned out quite differently without your intervention. Thank you.
Yeah, you'd be dead on a
Good luck out there, Samara.
staircase somewhere.
You as well. I don't know if you believe in such things. But Goddess go with you, Shepard. We'll both be tested in fire, soon enough.
Yeah, don't remind me. It'll probably be against Cerberus, too, because that's all I ever fight. Oh, whoops.
Hello again, Shepard.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Samara.
Farewell, Shepard.
I will fare well. Alright. There's gotta be a fast travel. I don't know.
Spectre status recognized.
Oh, I know there's one down here, so. Actually, I think the Presidium Commons have the closest. Oh, this one's pretty close. Alright, time to get started. The Leviathan DLC. Dr. Bryson's lab. Awesome new cutscene. Anyway, as I tried to say like 4 times before, what the hell is that?
Update the map. They contact the field teams for a progress report.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Commander Shepard. We've been expecting you. Just a moment. And Hadley? Did you gather the Leviathan data for us? Apologies, Commander. The rest of my team is out investigating leads right now. I'm Dr. Garrett Bryson, and this is Task Force Aurora.
You look good, Bryson.
What's your assignment?
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors, old stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
Is that necessary? Of course it's necessary.
That's an interesting goal. But is anyone doubting the Reapers exist these days?
The Alliance is still desperate for intelligence. Reaper motives, their operational tactics. Anything that can give us an edge.
And how did you wind up in charge?
When the rest of the galaxy says something doesn't exist, I take that as a chance to prove that it does.
God, you
So
look
you're
terrible.
up for the challenge.
For the truth. Even as late as 2148, humanity still thought aliens were a myth. That was within my lifetime. Once that myth was proven to be reality, our entire history changed.
Reapers were part of that reality too.
But even they have a history, Commander. If we can just uncover it, there may be a weakness we can exploit.
Yeah, in an entire galaxy that's, you know, billions of years old, that has had sentient life in it for God knows how many cycles, I'm pretty sure anything could exist.
Could have used your help 3 years ago.
Yes. If people had paid more attention to your Prothean beacon, we might not be in this war. But now with new information we've uncovered, a breakthrough's near. Hadley, do you have the data?
Indoctrinated Hadley. Red, red. Oh. What's my... Oh,
Commander Shepard.
my Paragon interrupted to save his life.
You shouldn't be here. The darkness can't be breached.
Transit records show his name is Derek Hadley. He's worked here for a couple months.
Shepard, I monitored a CSEC alert from this location. Were you harmed?
Oh, thanks,
Fine.
Edie.
But I could use your help sorting
Hey, you're
this out.
actually in your outfit.
Take a look through their files. I need to know what this task force was up to.
At once.
What?
Indoctrinated.
What's happening?
You're a murderer. Good question. As someone who's seen a lot of indoctrination,
You tell me.
I was gathering our data when you arrived, and then it was dark. Cold. Like I was someplace else.
And then?
I don't
no
know.
one then.
A gun was in my hand. Dr. Bryson, there was a loud noise.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna
That was
punch the
you
guy in the
shooting.
face.
I didn't do
Not
it.
very
It wasn't
often I
me.
turn down a renegade
I have to
interrupt.
believe that.
You're lying.
So someone else pulled that trigger?
But I would never do that.
Commander, this does resemble reports of indoctrination.
No shoop, Edie.
What about that Leviathan Bryson mentioned? How does that tie in?
It's some kind of creature. Our field teams have been tracking it. That artifact came in from our researcher, Garneau. He sent an audio log if you want to...
What's wrong?
Turn back.
What are you talking about?
The darkness cannot be breached.
Damn it. Get him over to the clinic. See if they can tell us what's wrong with him.
Yes, sir.
Commander, You'll want to see this. It's an outgoing message from Dr. Bryson to Admiral Hackett.
Dr. Bryson, you have an update? Admiral, the Leviathan of Dis that we've been investigating, I think we're really onto something. Give me the brief. About 20 years ago, the Batarians discovered a Reaper corpse that had died in battle. They covered it up and denied it ever existed. But I'm intrigued by the larger implication. What could have killed the Reaper in the first place? Exactly.
Didn't we go there in the
Leviathan.
Mass Effect 2?
Pursuing. Continue your investigation and update me on the progress.
There is also a follow-up message from a few weeks later.
Admiral, the Reapers are shadowing my field teams as if they're hunting Leviathan themselves. Whatever it is, I believe Leviathan is nothing less than a Reaper killer. Almost an apex predator. And it has them nervous. If we could just find it, imagine the impact on the war. I'm formally requesting assistance in tracking it down.
It's like a spacefaring Thresher Maw.
Your top priority, Doctor. Find that thing.
It appears we were meant to be that assistance.
Sounds dangerous? No, could be useful.
I see Bryson's point. Anything capable of bringing a Reaper down is worth finding.
Sort of.
Despite the potential dangers it could pose, I would agree.
But we won't know unless we can find it.
Bryson's assistant did say they recently received a log from their field researcher. It may yield more information.
Ah, yes. See, I wish that this was my a blind playthrough of Leviathan because it's such a good DLC. And I totally agree with people when they say that it should have been Day 1 DLC because it adds so much to the story. It takes a lot away from the story, and you'll see that when we're done, but if this is the canon that Mass Effect and BioWare is choosing, then it really should have been included in the original game.
This must be the artifact the assistant mentioned. And here's the log.
Dr. Bryson, it's Garneau. I'm sending you an artifact I found. About the only thing I found there, in fact. Maybe it's nothing, but I'd swear Leviathan came through here. I'm gonna crunch some numbers. Burn up the rest of this project travel allowance. Maybe I can project our Reaper killer's movements. I'll check in when I get to the next site.
Garneau appears to be our best lead to track Leviathan, but he does not state a destination.
Then get me one.
Let's
We can
hope
find him
somebody
together.
does something.
He mentioned extrapolating Leviathan's path.
Crunching numbers. He wasn't flying blind. He had data.
A significant amount of data, judging by this office.
How
Data?
do we narrow it down?
Bryson and his colleagues evidently used a galaxy map search program in their hunt for Leviathan.
Such a ridiculous
help us
little
locate Garneau.
mini game, I guess. Basically, you go around his lab and you find pieces like clues, and they're like, "Oh, it only had one jump gate," and then ED shrinks the number down from 15 possible systems. Oh, there's only 7 systems that have one jump gate, and it has a sun. Oh, well, there's only one system that has a sun, so it must be that one. That sort of thing, but. Can we... Edie? Oh. Sorry. Alright. Let's check it out. Oh, apparent. Wait, I'm stuck? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, I'm supposed to be looking at the map.
Does this tell us
See.
where Garneau went?
No, but we may be able to narrow down his location if we find clues he was using in his search for Leviathan.
Oh, and now all of a sudden, now all the doors are magically unlocked. And I take it you're not a clue. I feel like I'm playing Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. Me and you. My dog Blue. We can do anything that we wanna do.
These are all murders in which the accused lacked a known motive and claimed memory loss.
Just like Bryson's assistant. You think Garneau was following a trail of blackout crimes?
It is possible. We need to find data matching dates and locations for crimes of this nature.
How about this computer console? Do you see a clue? Yeah!
Here's the time and date chart for the crimes. Can you filter for murders where the killer claimed memory loss?
Adding the search filter, you may examine the results on the Galaxy Map program.
Filter added. Blackout crimes.
Blackout crimes?
results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Yeah, like blackout crimes. Thanks for your help, Edie. What a wasted time. Oh, just kidding. That's like cranial trauma? Cranial trauma system. High velocity barrel. Oh, like, why is there a clue inside the shuttle? The last place anyone would think to look. Ultralight materials for my pistol. Behind a tree. Where else would you keep ultralight materials for a pistol? Let's go upstairs. This must be where he slept. This is where all the good clues would be. Like his daughter's drawings.
Age 9.
This does not seem relevant at the moment.
At the moment. As if you're ever going to hide anything. Audio log.
Per your request, I'm clearing Task Force Aurora for intercepted Batarian communications.
He sounds like Garrus with an accent.
Commander, the Dreadnought is in custody, but the Solarians may have surveillance footage. Our ambassador will issue a full denial. Give me your preliminary analysis. Several million years old at least, and its technology outstrips anything on the Council. Excellent. Our scientists will work day and night to bring its secrets to the hegemony. Unconcerned, Commander. The real Leviathan of this, the thing that destroyed the ship, is still out there. Unaccounted for. Irrelevant. The ship is our priority. And as far as the rest of the galaxy is concerned, there is no Leviathan of this, and never was.
Ooh. Crazy Batarians. A lot of good it did him, huh? Nothing. A microscope? Is that a microscope? Ah! A Reaper. Wow, that's a lot of clues.
By Ann Bryson. Age 9.
This does not seem relevant at the moment.
Is that a Hanar? That's funny.
March 7th, 2186. I'm looking at the Rachni. Their movements during the Rachni Wars suggest alien influence.
Oh, this is so good.
The timing is wrong, and Rachni weren't implanted with Reaper tech. What if Leviathan was preparing the Rachni to fight the Reapers?
What do you think? Edith?
That's why the Rachni
It is
started to
possible
expand.
Bryson's team is using ancient Rachni fleet activity to find Leviathan. If we can find data on the movement of ancient Rachni ships, it may help us narrow our search.
Oh, this must be it right here.
Those appear to be sightings of ships that match Rachni signatures.
Man,
Can you add a
this
cross-reference
game.
for locations of sightings?
Adding this search filter to the galaxy map.
Yes. Alright. Recoil systems. What, a rock?
Meteorite fragment, maybe?
He was studying it as an object of importance. We should look more closely at a sample.
A microscope.
Meteorite sand. With traces of element 0. Would Leviathan need ESO?
To
While
travel
it's
through
not
space.
consumed as fuel during FTL travel, element 0 will decay after several centuries of active use. If Leviathan is old enough, it would need to replenish its supplies.
Okay. Can you give me a search filter for locations with element 0?
Adding the search
It's
filter
the
now.
entire galaxy. What is this? Creature
Bryson is
sightings.
tracking unexplained creature sightings.
The photographs have a trace chemical residue. It may be visible under another light source.
Well, let me activate that light. Alright, you've gone crazy there, Mr. Bryson.
Bryson was not merely tracking sightings. He was attempting to extrapolate a course.
And Garneau could have been following that course. Edie, can you add a search filter for systems along that projected path?
Adding it now.
Well, apparently I accidentally found where Garneau wasn't. The Thorian. The Thorian, a life form discovered on Pharos, provides fascinating insight into the life cycle of a truly alien species. Unlike conventionally intelligent life, it does not use math relays. Prothean artifacts would not interest it. Commander Shepard claims that Reaper enemies cultivate life to evolve along lines that they could predict. Using technology the Reapers controlled, the Thorian is an exception to that rule. It evolved to use organic tools rather than conventional technology. Leviathan must be somehow similar to have survived undetected for so long. The Thorian used pain conditioning to control its victims, using them as manual labor, or even as a man would use his own hands and fingers. Commander Shepard claims that Reapers do the same thing through a different process called indoctrination. Whatever Leviathan is, it must do something similar. It dominates. That's where I got my ability. Spoiler! My bad. Just come right out with that.
Sir, this is Bryson. We know the Reapers are after Leviathan. Studying Reaper hunting patterns could be vital to finding it.
That data is classified top secret, Dr. Bryson. If it falls into the wrong hands...
It won't. The data's encrypted. I'll keep the decryption key safe. Close to my heart.
Like
To his heart. What the hell does that mean?
drawings of a 9-year-old girl?
The Reaper fleet activity is encrypted, per Bryson's statement in the log.
He said he was keeping the decryption key close to his heart.
Maybe on the body, she'll say.
The Reaper fleet
Oops.
activity is encrypted, per Bryson's statement in the log.
Yeah.
He said he was keeping the decryption key. Sovereign. Vanguard of our destruction. How's that working out for you, big guy?
Aww.
By Ann Bryson. Age 9.
Records indicate Anne is now 28. She works for the Alliance.
Talking
Bryson
pretty
was keeping
close.
The encryption key close to his heart. What's closer than family?
Your
An interesting
chest?
hypothesis, but
A
I detect
necklace?
no trace of the decryption key in this art.
Oh, you're a mean lady. There.
Another piece of Anne Bryson's childhood.
Really? With a string of numbers on it? Looks like an IP address.
Take a look at that.
I can use these numbers to construct a decryption key.
Oh, right. I mean, description
All right.
key.
Let's get back to the data
Description
pad we
key?
found earlier.
Decryption key. Alright, let's hurry up and run down there because I don't want to drag this episode out much longer. It is a good one, it's just such a weird clues finding logic puzzle that you don't actually have to do any logic puzzle on. You just activate locations with element 0.
0 deposits.
Doop, 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 doop. Oh, it could be there, could be there, could be there. That doesn't narrow it down at all.
No results. Some of
No
our
result.
search parameters
Oh,
may be irrelevant.
there's 5 results actually, but thanks.
Arachnite activity.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Deactivate blackout. No. There you go.
Alien
Creature
sightings.
sightings. 3 results.
No results.
What?
Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Oh, I have to turn off some of them? Turn off Reaper activity. Turn off blackout crimes.
Based on the search results,
There we go.
Garneau is in one of these 3 systems. I have marked the Normandy map with possible locations. We can leave now, unless you wish to further narrow the search.
Can I further narrow the search? Loser. How would I further narrow the search, Edie? Explain. Oh. Right. The giant skeleton floating above my head.
Plesiosaur.
Loch Ness Monster is more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
You say that now. Apparently there is nothing else in here to narrow down the search with.
Decryption complete.
Oh.
Analyzing data. These movements do not match the standard invasion pattern. The Reapers are searching for something.
And I'll bet Garneau used this intel. Can you make a search filter for it?
Doing so now.
Bum-ba-da-bum. The final piece of the puzzle.
Reaper activity?
We have a match, marking the galaxy map.
Good. Let's go find Garneau.
Alright, so there's your introduction to Leviathan. It's a very thought-provoking DLC with not a lot of action. But that was episode 67. In 68, we'll continue our search for the Leviathan, the mysterious organic creature, apparently much like the Thorian. So, thanks for watching!